I was in a domestic violence situation. I was dragged down the street with half of my body out the car, and I had to decide to leave. Good morning, good morning, and good morning. And welcome to Coffee and Coaching. I am your coach, Coach Michelamonè, your certified life and relationship coach. And here at Coffee and Coaching, we stimulate conversations to energize relationship. And we do that by answering questions that have been posed to me either through my email at letstalk@coachmichelamonè.com or by DM, by people that meet me on the street, or even through Quora or one of the other forums that I am on online. And I actually answer the question that I've given to the person, and then I elaborate. So before we do that, let's get into today's coffee, because we always talk about what today's coffee is. Today's coffee is a s'mores. So for those who like the s'mores with the graham crackers and the marshmallows and the chocolate and the fireside, I am drinking s'mores. It tastes really good. It's by Java Factory Roasters. It doesn't say if it is artificially flavored, but I'm willing to bet that it really is artificially flavored, which, okay, certain things, if you're getting things that taste like cookies and cream and s'mores and graham crackers, you're going to have some type of artificial flavor. So I understand that, but that is the coffee of today. So try it if you like it. So before we move forward, I'd like you to make sure that if you are watching me right now, go ahead and click the share button and forget about it. Make sure that you're liking this video as well as commenting. I'd love to hear what you have to say when you are in this particular situation. Let me know what you think. So let's move on into today's question. Today's question is, do abusers ever stop being abusive? And is the saying true, once a cheater, always a cheater? Now let me explain. This is how I answered the lady. Let me explain something about an abuser. They abuse those that they can, those they feel are weaker than them. So as long as their victim allows the abuse, they will. Being in this situation will leave someone dead if you don't exit stage left. Why? Because the abuser can go too far and finally kill the victim. Or the victim can find themselves at their breaking point and finally retaliate in a fatal way because of the pent-up anger. Or they can turn that onto themselves because they just want out, which is why victims would rather die by their own hands than that of their abuser. It is best for all involved to get as far away from your abuser because they won't stop before the abuse goes to the next level and someone dies. The abuser wants ultimate control over your life or over ending your life. Next to, is it true that once a cheater, always a cheater? That's not necessarily true if you're dealing with someone that is younger and has decided that they finally want to live better and settle down, or someone who has just come up with their own mindset that they want to change. But if your abuser is also the cheater, then he will keep cheating because, again, he is being allowed to do so. Now, let me be clear on this allowed. This simply means that he has no real opposition or fear of loss. Therefore, he will do what is allowed. Find your value and get out now. The longer you remain in that situation, the worse it will become until he begins to reap what he is putting out. They're in a form of illness. Now, because the good book says that if you sin with your body, you shall also reap sickness in your body. And if you are still there, you will be caring for someone that has abused you because they abused you. I hope that this helps. You know, a lot of times I was in a domestic violence situation. I was dragged down the street with half of my body out the car, and I had to decide to leave. I remember my son was 3 weeks old, and it was either I was going to leave my son with this man for a few hours to go find someone to help me because he had snatched all the phones out the walls. He was literally sitting in front of the door and kept falling asleep, he would not move from that spot. And if he moved from the spot, I had to go with him. So like if he had to go to the bathroom, we all were in the bathroom. If he had to take a shower, we all were in the shower. And it was because I was afraid of him. I was just afraid. So I had to, at that point, I had to decide, because he wouldn't let me leave my baby. And he's like, you're going to either leave him. And I'm thinking, Lord, you got to protect my child, because I need to get out of the house. Because he was willing to let me leave, but not with the baby. So I had to get out of the house to go and find someone. I walked like 2 miles to find a payphone. Because at that time they had started pulling the payphones out and moving them around, because people were using cell phones. I had to walk like 2 miles to find a payphone, and then call one of my friends to help me come get me out of that house, because he was not going to let me leave, right? So, but I had to make that decision. And in that decision, it was a tough decision, because I had to leave my baby to go do it. So sometimes we have to make those tough decisions to ultimately get help and get completely out. And you're not by yourself. If you can find someone that you can trust, there is, because some people are feeling like, well, I'm not going to call the police because that's going to make things worse if he catches me when the police is not there. So it's a lot of things that the person that is being abused in their mind goes through, that when you see people, they're like, why you just don't leave? Well, it's a lot of things that you have to do. So you got to find someone that can be strength to you to be able to help you get out of that situation, so that you can finally leave, because somebody's going to die. Somebody's going to die. Either he's going to be going in on you. And I don't think that in their minds that they want to ultimately kill you, because this is just my opinion. Nobody, please don't come for me. But because they want to keep abusing you. And if you're dead, they can't keep abusing you. So if they wanted you dead, they would have made you dead a whole long time ago. So that's not the ultimate thing for them. The ultimate thing for them is controlling you. And if they're controlling when you die, then they're just done and they're moving on to their next victim. However, or the victim can get to the place where you just lose it and you go off so bad that you are now trying to kill this person. So you gotta find that strength to pull yourself away. They say it takes 7 times for an abused woman or abused person, because there are men being abused by women. I know a few of them. I have coached a few of them who have told me that their wives are abusing them. And when I first heard that, I was like, what? And you bigger than her? I had to bring myself out the judgment zone, because we automatically think, because the woman is the weaker vessel, that she can't possibly be abusing you. But if whatever that man went through, he could be going through the same thing if he went through that younger, being abused by his mother. So I just lost my train of thought. But we have to, so you can't be judgmental about what that person is going through. You just have to be there and help them go through it. And so when it takes them 7 times to keep saying, I'm going to leave, 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 all these things, it's going to take that strength for them to find that. And it's going to keep going. They may even go back, because that abuse seems comfortable, because they know what's going to happen. It's almost like they've been programmed during that point, and feeling like, well, things like, I remember him saying things like to me, oh, nobody's going to ever love you like I do. And I kept thinking, well, what does that mean? Because, if you love me and you're saying that you're doing this because you love me, then I'm thinking, well, I used to get whoopings when I was a kid. So maybe it is, so it's a lot of things that you've got to understand in the mind of an abused person, the victim that is here. And sometimes it's difficult. So if you know someone that is in an abuse situation, first of all, try to get them some help. And if they are not willing to get some help, then try to just, for lack of better terms, coax them out, because you're not going to be able to go and be rude and be things like, you need to leave, and why did you, all of these, you're not going to be able to do that. It's going to be something that has to click in their mind. And if it doesn't click that way, they're not going to get out. They got to find something bigger than themselves because they already have low self-esteem, and that's what's challenging them to get out. I hope that this helps someone. Please like, comment, and share this, because there might be someone on your page that is being abused that you may not even know is being abused, because they're not going to share that with you. They're not going to tell you that. So please go ahead and like, comment, and share. Make sure that you meet me over at my YouTube page on Friday morning. I'm dropping a new video. Other than that, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.